Good afternoon, Facebook friends. Listen, how about a sour cream coconut cake today? And it's going to be a 4-layer, okay? I hadn't seen y'all in a while, so I just thought we'd fix some black coffee and some good coconut cake. You know, I got some grandchildren that like coconut, and I've got a couple that don't like it. And so, but I like it. I had to buy the frozen coconut today. You can buy, in the bags, but I bought the frozen. We're going to see how it turns out. Let me get my pans for you. We're going to have these 4 pans right here. This one is an old pan, and it tends to stick, so I'm going to grease it real good and flour it. And I'm going to put a little on these too, even though these are the kind that really aren't supposed to stick at all. I've got our oven preheating to 350 degrees. And listen, thank y'all for watching me the other day on TV. That was my first experience other than the Kelly Clarkson show. And now I've been on the Mike Huckabee show. So I was so excited to share with the people in America and other countries. And I hope that they learn how to make biscuits. I want everybody to know how to do that. It's just so easy. And I just thank you for the privilege of letting me do that for people in America. But anyway, let me get my pans greased and we'll be right back. Okay, I've got them all greased but one. And y'all, I don't know why it is, but I like to put solid grease on mine. It seems like it just works better than the liquid. But now, to each his own, right? To each his own. We're all different, but we all are cooks. So that's a good thing. All right, so I've got them greased up, and I'm going to put just a little scoop of plain flour in it, like this. I just throw mine in like that. And then I put a top on it, and I go all the way around like this. Make sure it's everywhere. Then I flip it over, and I do this side. And yes, I know it makes a mess. That's all right. I ain't got anything else to do this afternoon but this cake and visit with y'all. See? It got all over it good. Now I'm going to take this pan and put it on top of this one. And do the same thing. That one's greased. Take this last old pan, put it in there. Anyway, Banks came over the other day. Well, actually, she called. And she said, Big Mama, can I come over there and make a cake? I said, sure, come on. Well, it was Sunday afternoon. So she came over, and I was busy doing some things, and she got to the door. I had the door locked, and I went in there and opened it for her. And she walked in the door empty-handed. I said, well, where's your cake or your cake mix or whatever you're going to use? I'm just assuming that she's going to use a cake mix. And she said, I don't have one. I thought maybe you'd have one. I said, I ain't got one. She said, well, I'll just make it from scratch. So you've got an 11-year-old girl coming, and she says she's going to make a cake. She's going to make it from scratch. So if she can do it, we can do it. All right, there you go. I'm going to take this last little bit right here and dump it in the garbage can right here. Get it on the side of my chopping block. All right, so there we got our cakes greased, and then we're going to make up our batter. Let me get my stuff out. We'll make that. All right, I've got me a dry measure. I know y'all be glad to see me using that. I normally don't measure, but when you've got a cake, I do measure on cakes, pies, and cookies. I do that. All right, it says it calls for a 1/2 cup of Crisco or vegetable shortening, and that's what I've got in here. So I'm gonna put me a 1/2 cup of the vegetable shortening in my mixer over here. I know you can't see me doing it, but you'll see it in a minute. Y'all hear that clanking? I think that I'm going to take this ring off of here because I don't like them all hooked together. I love the set, but I don't like them hooked together like that. All right, so we've done that. All right, we've got our shortening over there in the mixer, and now I'm going to put 2 cups of sugar in this measuring cup. And I know this is a liquid measure, but it's okay. It'll be fine. I think the only reason they tell you to use a dry measure is so you can go across the top and do it all. But anyway, I've got 2 cups of sugar. You see that where it says it? 2 cups. All right, I'm gonna put this over here in my mixer bowl. I got to put my beater on there, hadn't I? Let me get my beater out. Put it on there. Put it down. All right, and it calls for a stick of salted butter. So I've got that. We'll put it in. I'm gonna turn it on low for a minute to get it kind of sort of mixed up a little bit, okay? Now it's gonna make a little noise, so that was easy. It was a 1/2 cup of your solid grease, whatever kind you want to use, a stick of salted butter, and 2 cups of sugar. Now I'm going to put 4 eggs in it. Let me give you a little bowl while I crack mine in another bowl. It's going in there, it's going good. Let me pull it down where y'all can kind of see what's going on here. Alright, now I'm going to do the eggs one at a time. And you can see how that's blending together really good right there. Alright, let me crack my eggs. And I'm going to put them one at a time in there. Alright. Number 2. And these eggs, y'all, they are room temperature. Remember, the best cakes is made with room temperature butter and room temperature eggs, okay? You don't need to put a cold egg in there or cold butter. All right, here's our last one. Okay. Now the directions say to turn it on and beat it for 5 minutes. So let me see if it's high or medium. All right, let me look. Beat on high for 5 minutes. That's what it says. Let me straighten you up. Y'all are crooked today. All right, I'm fixing to look at my clock over there. And I'm going to turn it on high. Well, wait a minute. There's some Crisco up on the side of the bowl. Let me move that. There we go. That's a long time to beat it, isn't it? I guess it's going to make it real fluffy and good. Anyway, when Banks got over here, like I say, I was doing something else. She made that cake. And then she invented her some icing. Out of cream cheese, she put cream cheese, butter, powdered sugar, caramel salts that I had in the refrigerator to go on top of ice cream. She put some of that in it, and she called it a caramel icing. And it was really good. And she put, did the layers, and as all children do, she put sprinkles on hers, all colors and kinds. And it was a good cake. It was real good. Okay, I'm going to turn this off because all it's going to do is just beat for 5 minutes and everything. But anyway, I just need a piece of cake, don't y'all? You just need to make one every now and then. This is going to be good, y'all. Okay, 5 minutes have passed. I want you to see how creamy and good this looks. See? Look. It's just as creamy and pretty as it can be. I'm going to try to pull some of this off of the sides of it. Here. And we're going to put in the rest of our ingredients. So we're going to be ready to bake our layers, okay? We're going to be ready to bake our layers. Y'all probably have everything I put in here today. I think that y'all have. You have sugar, I know you do, and you've got some butter and some solid grease, And I know that if you probably have self-rising flour. I use white lily. I know some of you in other states can't find it, but that's what I use. I like it. It's like a bread flour. But anyway, let's put in our other ingredients. All right, and here they are. We're going to put in 2 cups of self-rising white lily flour. And see, I got it right at 2 cups, okay? Let me get me a little spoon to kind of do. I'm going to do it as it goes in. In other words, I'm going to turn my mixer on low, and I'm going to put it in as it goes. Okay? All right, we're going to put in 2 cups of this flour. Self-rising flour. Okay, I'm going to put a half a cup of buttermilk, and I'm using the whole buttermilk. I'm gonna wipe off the sides. Some of that goodie sticking to the sides, isn't it? Okay, and I'm going to put in a half a cup of sweet milk, or I call it sweet milk. You know, in the South, somebody one day they said, what is sweet milk? I said, it's just regular milk. I don't know why we call it sweet milk. My mama always called it sweet milk. So we got a half a cup of buttermilk, half a cup of sweet milk, and we're going to put in 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then our batter is done, darling. We need to put this booger in the oven. Okay, let me mix it up a little bit now, make sure it's all blended well. I had to wipe my counter off a while ago. Having this mixer on high, it has slung batter every which way. I just got the kitchen clean a while ago, and now it's messy again. I think that's mixed good. All right, so I'm going to take this up. Take my beater off and get all my stuff off my beater here. While my cake's cooking, y'all talk to me. Talk to me. I know you are in your heart. I'm talking to you in my heart too. I hope you're praying for me. I'm praying for you. And that we would all be safe and happy, and that good things God's blessings will come our way. And I want to share this with you too. Sunday at church, anyway, I had to wash those dishes up. Sunday at church, we had a guest speaker. And I don't know if y'all know him or not. You may not if you're not in Alabama, but if you're in Alabama, I know that you know this person. His name is Saran Stacy. And he was a football player for the University of Alabama. And several years ago, I don't know how long it's been now, maybe 8, I'm not positive of that. But anyway, he was married, he had an 18-year-old, 2 other children, I don't know how old they were, maybe 11 and 10 or something like that, and he had a 2-year-old and his wife. Well, anyway, they were in a terrible accident, and he lost his family. They all passed away, and he was saying that I think it was a train accident. But anyway, he was saying Sunday at church how he just was devastated, just fell in the bathroom calling out to God. And God answered him. And what his message was about, that he talked to us about, And he was so wonderful. He held that Bible in his hand and he said, all the answers are in this book. And he talked on and on about that. And I couldn't help but just tears come up in my eyes, because so many people go through so many horrific things that should break them. But with God's help, he was lifted up, and he is a wonderful speaker. I mean, just dynamic. And I enjoyed him so much, and hearing his story and hearing his faith and the strength of his faith. So I don't know if you could look up Saran Stacy on your Facebook. I feel like you could. I feel like that he's on there and got a story on there about his walk with the Lord. But if you could look that up, that'd be great. You could read about him. But he was doing a good job. Anyway, got all my dishes, my pots, and my pans washed up while the cake's cooking. It's not quite time to take it out, but it won't be long. I just wanted to tell you that while we were waiting. Okay, I think they're ready. We're going to take them out and see. I stuck a stick in it to kind of see. And the ones on the top are just a fraction browner than the ones on that one on the bottom. So I think while I'm dumping these out, I'm going to put this one on the bottom, on the top, just for a second or two while I'm trying to do these. Anyway, I had me a little skewer that I stuck in, and it came out clean, so they look done anyway. Woo, yes. Not going to have much washing to do today. They came out really beautiful. Uh-oh, spoke too soon, spoke too soon. Oh, dadgummit. I think this one tore up a little bit, y'all. Let me find my spatula. What on earth? Where is that thing? Here it is. Oh, here. I got a new one, but I don't want to mess it up on my... Okay. All right. Let me get my hot pad. And I'm going to go under it. All right, y'all. We're going to have to patch this thing up. It sure is nice and tender, though. I bet it'll be delicious. I'm gonna let that cool just a minute. I don't know why it's stuck over here on this side. That's what happened, and it kind of pulled it out. Well, we'll get it fixed. It's still gonna taste good with coffee, isn't it? We'll get it. I'm gonna go under this one just to scoop, just to make sure it might come out good. This is the old pan right here. And it came out good, except for that little bit. I'll taste it. It's good and moist, I know that. Right, let's get this last one out, and then I'm going to see what I can do with this one. I might put this as my bottom layer, or maybe in the middle. That'd probably be good. Okay. Turn my oven off. Let's see what this one's going to do. I know y'all are at home saying, Brenda, you didn't grease it good enough, darling. And I'm saying, I know it. Isn't it terrible? Okay. And there's that one. This is a little browner than the other two. Okay, I'm going to let these cool a minute. Y'all noticed I put just a little bit of flour on my surface down here so that they wouldn't stick to that. And I'm going to have to dump this one out. I've got to. I mean, there's just no choice. Let me see what I can do right here. I put a little bit of flour maybe right here because I want it to come up easy when I take it up. And we'll patch it up, y'all. Have y'all ever patched up at the cake? Here's the good thing. Here's the good thing about it. When you get the icing on the cake, nobody ever knows anyway. And it's how it tastes that counts. And biblically, it's how we are on the inside that counts, not how we look on the outside, because God looks at the heart, and I look at the taste of the cake, and it's going to taste good. All right, we're going to let it cool a few minutes, and then we're going to ice it, and I'll show you how to do the icing, okay? Okay, sweet people, the cake is cool, and we are ready to ice this thing, and I am looking for all my recipes. Here they are, right here. Here's our icing. I have typed it out so we can see it. Let me put it right here where I can look at it. All right, what we're going to do now in our mixer is we're going to make our coconut icing, and it's sour cream coconut. It has a really good flavor. So what we're going to do is you put in a whole pint of sour cream. This is a whole pint that I'm going to put in here. You know, I love sour cream and cream cheese. I'm telling you, you can't go wrong. If the recipe's got that in it, it's got to be good. All right, there's 1 pint of sour cream. We've got 1 cup of sugar. And we've got 2 cups of coconut. And I bought the frozen coconut. It took me 2 packages to get 2 cups, okay, of this. And I bought frozen. But you can use the one that's just in the bag on the shelf. That'll be fine. I've done it with that before too. All you're going to do is mix this up. Then I'll show you what we're going to do next. You got to take a second to mix it up. Woo! All right, that's it. Wipe your beater off good. I'm going to move it off of this. Clean the sides off good. Make sure it's mixed from the bottom. And then you're going to save out 1/2 cup of this icing. 1/2 cup. A little bit more. All right, there's 1/2 cup saved out. So let's go over here now and ice this cake. Let's turn you around where you can see. We're gonna get our cake pan, our cake plate. I've got this pretty one right here. Where are y'all? I forgot where I moved you. Okay, anyway, I bought this at a thrift shop. Is it not pretty? I want y'all to guess how much I paid for this beautiful thing. Y'all just guess if you're buying Zy right now. All right, have you got your number? What you think? It was $3. $3. I grabbed that thing up so fast. I grabbed it up. Y'all like to go to thrift shops. I'm going to put this real hard one right here. Well, it's not real hard, but it's harder than the rest of them. Oh, my word. Is this one tearing up, too? I'm telling you, we're going to have us a crazy cake today. I'm going to put it on like that. All you fine bakers out there, I know y'all are laughing at me. But it is all right. You're not hurting my feelings, darling. You just go right ahead and say whatever you want to say. All right, now we're going to take our icing and we're going to put some on this layer. Can y'all see? Okay, let me get you a little bit closer anyway. Put you right here. Hope you don't fall in the sink. All right, there you go. I think I'll get a spoon and spoon it out. I know y'all can do a better job than me, but now you've got the recipe, so you make it, and you're supposed to let this sit in the refrigerator for 2 to 3 days to marinate. You're talking about soft and good it is. It is soft and it is good. Okay. Got that. Put a little bit more right there. Okay. Now let's take the real ugly one, which would be this one right here. I'm going to cut it in half. That's what I'm going to do. Since it's such a mess anyway, let's cut it in half. Put this half on. Okay. And put this half on. Now what I could do is I could have turned y'all off and told you, I could have said, y'all, and showed you a finished product, and you would have never known that I had torn all this cake up. But that would be dishonest. And I'm not going to do that. Y'all are going to have to take the good and the bad with me. All right, now we're going to put our icing on this part. Like that. Now I've got plenty of black coffee, which is going to be fine and dandy. The sides are going to be covered too. I'll show you how to do that. Y'all, I've made this before for you on my Facebook. And I don't remember when it was. It was a while back. I'm not sure how long ago it was. But I do know this. When y'all made it, you loved it. You thought it was delish. And it is, because of it being so moist. And you can imagine how it's going to be sitting in the refrigerator for 2 to 3 days. It'll really be moist. I'm going to take this cake over to Hannah's and let it sit 2 or 3 days, because she's got an extra refrigerator and I don't. I do not have a room in there for mine to sit. I don't even know if I can wait for it to sit. I'm going to be wanting to get me some, so it's better if I go ahead and take it over there. Then I won't be so tempted. Lord tells us to run, doesn't he? He said, run from temptation. Take off. Run just as fast as you can. You ain't got to stay there with it. No, sirree, you do not. And y'all can see that this is a tall cake. All right, now then, what you do now is you take that half a cup that I saved out, whatever we did with that. Here it is. You take that, and we're going to add whipped topping to it. And you're supposed to add 12 ounces. But the thing I got was a 16-ounce thing. So, I only whipped topping. So, I'm just going to have to go down to close to the bottom, as I can, and not get all of it, because I just don't need all of it. A little bit more. That ought to be about 14 ounces. It was a 16-ounce container. Mix that around in it, you know, and you got your half a cup of icing in it, which makes it a little thicker. And we are going to ice the top and the sides. But before I do that, I am going to take a few of these skewers, especially since we know that our cake is torn up in some places. I'm going to measure, and I'm going to break it off, and I'm going to stick it in. Banks the other day, when she was making her cake over here, she said, wonder if somebody gets one of those things. I said, well, they'll know it. I said, tell them ahead of time. She was having company that night and wanted to make a cake for them. You know that old saying, if I'd have known you were coming, I'd have baked a cake. Have y'all ever heard that before? If I'd have known you were coming, I'd have baked a cake. All right, that should hold it together. We're gonna dress this thing up. You'll never know how bad it looks in there. You surely won't. All right, let me wash my hands off and get all the sticky off of them. And we're gonna ice the top part, okay? See that whipped topping makes it stick together a little better, okay? Okay, let's go down the sides, and then we'll take this to do that. You know, some of y'all, I think, are worried about whether something looks perfect or not. And I don't know why in the world that you think it's got to look perfect. Nothing's perfect. Just do it the best you can. There's some icing down there that needs fixing. We're going to clean the little pan up a little bit. Right. I remember one time at our church, we were trying to raise money for the youth to go on a mission trip, and we had a cake sale, but you had to bid on your cake. I mean, on the cake that you bought. And I'm telling you, and it was going for a good cause. All the money was going for a good cause. And some of those cakes went for big money. I made a cream cheesecake for it, and Shannon Pugh kept bidding until he got it. He said nobody was getting that cake but him, and he wound up with it. I think they enjoyed it, or he said they did. That was my daughter-in-law's recipe, Anna. She's a great cake maker. She likes to make sweets. She's a good baker. All right, y'all. Pretty on the outside, ugly on the inside. All right, here we go. I want to use it all, that's for sure. Okay, now let me show you what you do. We got one more little scoop in here that I'm going to get out. We don't want to waste any of it, that is for sure. We're going to clean up this little pan in just a little bit, okay? All right, we're going to do like that. That looks pretty good. Now let me get out the other coconut. Let me find it. I'm going to open it up, put it in a bowl. I got to get some scissors. We're going to put this coconut in a bowl so we can kind of mix it and stir it around a little bit, and I'll show you what we're going to do with it. All right, let me cut the top off of it. It's not totally frozen. All right, I'm going to get the other one. I've got out two. So actually what it is I put 2 in the icing, and I'm putting 2, or whatever how much it takes, on the outside of the cake. We're going to put it in the refrigerator We're gonna let it stay in there till for 2 days, and then we're gonna eat it. Y'all think I can wait? I'm going to. This is still a little bit frozen. I had just forgotten and put it back in the refrigerator. I think I'll let this thaw a little bit and I'll turn it back on in a second. Let me let this thaw out some. Hey y'all, look who just came. Tell them why you came over here.
Well, for one, I came to show Big Mama my chickens that I just got. And then I came...
They're little bitties, y'all. They're not this tall. Tell them your names. You named them.
Probably shouldn't.
It's all right.
I named my two Elizabeth and what was the other one? Chickadee. And then
And the others, Kate named them.
Yeah.
All right, show them this. What you came for.
I came for tea cakes.
She came for tea cake. She robbed my tea cake jar. And I don't care. That's a good thing, isn't it? Oh, It's a good thing. And she's enjoyed seeing her picture on that cup. Somebody gave me a cup with Banks' picture on it. She was so excited. It was pretty, wasn't it? We're going to have to make some coffee in that cup. All right, well, you take care, darling. I love you.
I love you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, we'll get back to you in a minute. The coconut's still thawing. Okay, time to put the coconut on. And y'all, what I did is, you know, I had bought that frozen coconut, and it kind of looked gummy to me. So I had some of the coconut that you know you just buy in the bag on the shelves, not frozen. I got it out because I liked how this looked better than the frozen, but you use whatever you want to. Okay, so what you do is this. You sprinkle it around on the top a little bit. And then you put your hand right here and sprinkle it and kind of press it as it's falling. And it'll stick to the sides. Like that. I cleaned off the little cake plate. Best I could. Little Banks is so proud of those chickens, she doesn't know what to do. We tried to introduce the chickens to the hound dog, so we're going to see if that works. They've got a big old hound dog. His name is Lincoln. Now, if you're following my son-in-law on Facebook, you've seen Lincoln. He's got his Facebook that he writes all the stories in is called, and just kind of press it like that. It's called Shepherding Outdoors. And he writes fun stories on it. Just really fun stories. You'll enjoy them. Enjoy reading them. They're about family. Some's about me and George and his children and his mama and he and Hannah. He writes about the family. And I'm glad he does. It makes memories. All right, that's enough. Okay, there's our, look at me. Y'all hadn't even been able to see that, have you? Did you see how I did that? I'm sorry I didn't glance to see. You put the like that and pat it as it's falling and it'll stick on there, okay? I'm going to take this over to Hannah's and put it in her refrigerator for 3 days. 2 to 3 days, and it will marinate and even get more moist than it is right now. It is a delicious cake, and I know that you will enjoy it. And you know what? Only my followers and me know what it really looks like on the inside, because you watched me make it. I love y'all. Have a blessed night. May the sheets feel good to your toes. Love ya. Bye-bye.